And it's Friday. We are here. It's what a week it's been, man. We've been asking for rain, asking customers for more money, asking for better partnerships. And what did we get today, Dan? We got all the rain
We we
coming
got it
down, man. What's
raining.
going on?
I tried to repost and I didn't have time.
It's all good, man. That's the it's we're trying to
uh,
grow the not like we're trying to grow the channel or anything like that, right?
I
Like
know, I
this,
know. You know what I
and
mean? It's like yeah, fucking Deigan. But yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, buddy, it is pouring rain here. It is awesome. I'm watching the grass get greener as we speak. It's so good, so good. You're golfing this afternoon, or are we
I'm
not allowed to
golfing this
say that out
afternoon, so
loud? Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been out in maybe a week and a half. So, with that being said, we got an amazing guest today. We got so many cool things to talk about today. So let's hit into our video and let's get started.
To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly.
There we go. Good
And
morning
there
to
we
our
go, brother.
people. Yeah, yeah.
Happy
Good morning to
Friday
our
it
people.
is.
Happy Friday it is. The smoke is gone. You and I were talking about that a little bit. Hopefully it's gone. The rain's kind of different things, and it just gives you another outlook. I really yesterday, Dan, I thought was probably, even though we had Rico on Wednesday and we had Greg on Tuesday, I really enjoyed our yesterday's episode, man. I probably watched it
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 times yesterday, and I thought there was so much value, and just not as a content creator, you and I are, but I was listening. And I was like, holy crap, man! Like this was really, really good. Just quickly, a couple thoughts on kind of like yesterday. We'll get your thoughts on the whole week at the end of the show, but just before we kind of bring on our guests and start our Funday Friday with all our party stuff. But yeah, like I said, I gave my reflection on yesterday. Any kind of thoughts now replaying everything back in your mind?
Oh yeah. Walk the talk. I mean, it's funny because I started really paying attention to what my head was saying to me
Mm-hmm.
during the day yesterday, and it was wild how many times my head told me to procrastinate. And I was
Yes,
like,
sir.
I was like, whoa. And I think it's like with a lot, right? Like Zig Ziglar always said, motivation and inspiration is like showering. You got to do it every day. And we grasp it, we understand it, but it's when we start paying attention to it. Like I was noticing little things where it's like I was about to get into something and I'd look over and I'd have this much water. And I'm like,
Mm.
well, just like this, like literally just this much. And I'd be like, my mouth's a little dry. I should probably go get some more water first. And I was like, what are you doing? There's a prime opportunity to get something done right now. This water will last you an hour. Just
Yep.
get it done. You want to get up and stand up every 50 minutes, anyways, to an hour. Get up, stand, stretch, like kind of walk around. And I'm like, and not only that, I have my xylem melts here, which gives me
Yeah,
saliva
you
in my
got them.
mouth.
You got them.
Yeah, I got them.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah. So,
guy, my guy. You got
yeah,
them.
brother. So I'm like, and then yesterday I had like 4 of them in here. Plus I had this, and I'm like, so I've got enough where I'm literally sustained. I could be sustained for 2.5 hours
Yep.
working. But
But
for some reason, my brain says, oh, you only have 2 sips left. Get up and go get
devil
some
on your
water. Now,
shoulder, brother. The
I
devil on your
know. And
shoulder.
and Ryan, it's just 2 minutes, right? It's walk downstairs, it's pour the water in and come back upstairs. But it's just that act of not doing, of pushing the pause button when you shouldn't push the pause button, when you should push the gas. And it's funny because as you watch these things and start paying attention, it's like, holy crap. Like
Yeah.
you don't think you're a procrastinator. And then you're like, man, I just totally wasted like 25 minutes today.
Yeah. So
And as we all know, that's 2.5 weeks of productivity at the end of the year.
well, there we go. And speaking of procrastinating, let's not procrastinate any further and bring on our amazing guest this morning onto Funday Friday. We've got the amazing Anthony Huard, who was a big winner last week with our giveaways and just a genuine supporter of the show. So we're so excited to have him come on here from all the way from, I think it's Munster. What's going
Munster,
on, my man?
Indiana.
I appreciate you guys having me today.
Oh man, we're excited. Man, we're excited, and the number one thing I always kind of say is, man, once again, congratulations for getting married and having an amazing starting a new journey in your life. It's pretty cool to have those conversations, and for me, it's more valuable. I've had conversations with you, like through chats and things like that, but to actually kind of see you face to face and understand it, it's really really cool. So welcome to the show, and with that being said, let's bring on the cowboy. I'm going to assume that maybe he's reading a magazine, maybe about the smokes out there. I heard it was definitely him, but let's bring on the bodacious cowboy, Jeff Dickinson. What's going on?
Oh, he's got it right side up.
Oh, we're live. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry about that. I had to catch up
go.
on my reading,
Oh, yeah, there we go. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. Had a good day yesterday out there in the field, and then ended it with a dinner with Stacy Gibson last night. So it was
Good.
It was a good day. Very productive day.
Okay, there we go. So if you're new here, Funday Fridays, it's a concept that we came up with. We used to have wins and lessons, but then we figured, let's keep it easy. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about some jokes because, this week in logistics, as with every week, is not easy at all. I know a lot of people are battling different things and having different stories. So, gents, I will be your game host today, asking you guys a bunch of questions, and they will range from different things. But I do like the theme of asking for more money or just asking for stuff just in general to the universe that Dan and I have been doing this theme. So earlier this week, and we'll start with Anthony because you're the handsome man to the right of me. Anthony, what was the last thing you asked for and you received?
Asked and received. This was actually on Monday, the first episode I guess you guys hosted with that theme. It was funny because I had to pause the podcast and I had asked a specific client in a sense, like, I told her it was that lady I told you in the chat the other day that I would, I asked her for $1,000 or whatever extra money during the Blitz week. And then, I gave her the reason. And then I told her I would go back to what our original rate was, and I had asked again, at least through our teams, and they wanted me to ask again for that same, $1,000 quota in a sense. So it was just an extra $100, but, I asked her for it and kind of explained, that I'm trying to, kind of, I guess, not increase a margin, but like, that we have to make something off it too, and just can't, keep doing it for free in a sense. And yeah, she told me she trusted me and she gave me the rate that I asked for. And, I'm hoping it kind of stays like that. So that's like my biggest fear of all this is like that whole, asking, I don't want to feel like I'm asking for too much, but I do understand that like, our company and in a sense, you got to make some money off of it. So
Absolutely, brother.
I remember at the beginning, I would just always say like, just book it. I don't care. I don't need anything from it. I'm fine with whatever. Let's just try to get the customer, so.
My man, you're not doing this for practice. You're doing it for profit. Let's be realistic.
There you go,
baby.
Right. Yeah. Little by little.
But congratulations, man. That is amazing to kind of think like, you went for freight right away. And it's just like, take the show away, forget the show. It is what it is. And, that ability to see that growth. So kudos to you, my man. Kudos to you that you asked for something and you received it. And, you're building a relationship. So great stuff, Anthony. Really appreciate that. Dan, no, it doesn't have to be business related, anything in life. But what was the last thing that you asked for and you received it?
Well, I'm going to use food because I'm just all about food these days. With sushi on Wednesday night. Yeah. Asked the family, you guys want to go for sushi? And they said yes. And I said, all right, let's go. All right. And I stuffed my gut with sushi. It was awesome.
There we go. Well, follow-up question to that one, because I love sushi, and you and I have been out for sushi too. Name your top 3 rolls. What's on the Dano's list when that iPad comes through?
Definitely spicy crab, number 1.
Ooh,
100%. Yeah, 100% spicy crab. Dynamite roll, probably number 2. That's with shrimp avocado. Oh, it's so good. Gosh, number 3 would probably be. I'm going to say probably the crispy shrimp roll.
All right, we're going with all the crispy. I sense a theme here. So while Dan is drooling off to the corner there about thinking about his sushi plans for the weekend, Cowboy, what is the last thing that you asked for and you received it?
A discount. Actually gave a customer $1,000 discount. It's all about relationships. You have to ask what you don't want to hear, and you have to return it. I mean, that's the best type of relationships you can have. Sometimes you have to say the things that you don't want to say, and then say the things that you have to say. And it worked out. It's all about relationships. And then on the backside, when you ask for that increase, they kind of remember.
So you asked the customer for the discount, or the customer asked you for the discount?
Oh yeah, they asked me for the discount. I was like, sure. But there's been times where I said, hey, you know what? Things are changing and I have to take an increase. And they're like, no, yeah, I totally get it. But there's always justification for everything, right? I mean, you just can't ask and not say why. Why do you need this? And then it all depends on how long you want to keep that customer in house. If you want to walk away and they're like, no, we don't want to do that. It's like, how bad do you want them? Right?
There we go. So it's all work related. I thought that was really cool. And so Dan coming in with the sushi, which I like. I like the personal ones a little bit better. It kind of gets a able thing for me. Last thing that I asked for and I received. You know what? My eyes have been burning every single day with this firestorm and all that stuff that's going on in Canada. And I asked the universe to please give us some rain. And this morning was the first morning my eyes weren't burning. So health, there we go. I asked for health and wellness, and Mother Nature decided to help me out. So
I thought you would have gone somewhere else with this, Ryan, but that's okay. All right.
Yeah, it's a PG show. It's a PG show. I was gonna go there, but it's a PG show.
Don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, we're not trying to get canceled, boys. But let's start with another one here, and let's do a little bit of a fun one here, and we'll start with Anthony. We'll keep the flow of Anthony kind of going first here. Anthony, my friend, if you were a cartoon character, which one would you be and why?
Man, I'd probably pick Foghorn Leghorn from Looney Tunes. He's got punchlines all day. I swear I've watched that character since I was a kid, and I still watch videos on YouTube of Foghorn Leghorn, scenes and scripts. I don't know. He's very witty. He's just I guess a goofy character in a sense, and he seems to always have fun, and yeah.
All right, that's a first. That is a first. I like that. I like you get the explanation of the punchlines. I thought it was really cool. Dan I feel like there's a lot because sometimes you got a Super Mario shirt, sometimes you got a Yoda shirt, sometimes you got everything. So Dan, you can only pick one, by the way. So we'll go with that one. But if you were a cartoon character, which one would you be and why, my friend?
Probably American Dad, because I'm. You guys, I guess you guys probably do see it a little bit on the show. But I am so sarcastic, it's unbelievable. I'm constantly harassing people. I'm constantly calling people out. I'm constantly ever since my kids were babies, their friends would show up to the door and I'd be like, "You got $5?" And the 5-year-olds looking at me like, and I'm like, "Well, you're gonna eat my food, aren't you? When you come in, you use my electricity. You better give me over $5." And then when they bring chips, I'd make them bring me a bag of chips. And so I'm kind of like.
So you've been taking a profit off of kids from the beginning. Okay, I see how it
100%. My wife, Christine, has always said, I think the most famous line she always says, "He's just joking. Don't pay attention to him. He's just joking," because I'm so sarcastic. So I would do that American Dad. He's fucking hilarious. Yeah,
right, American Dad. There we go, and we're going off to the Cowboy. What's yours, my man?
It's easy. Goofy. Why? Come on. I mean, I love having a good time all the time, man. It keeps me young. I mean, in this business, if you can't have fun in your personal life and in your work life, man, find another job or something, man. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's why I try to goof around. Look, I got this hat on. I got these funny glasses on. It's all about having fun, man.
All right, I like that one. Goofy. I would say for me, I didn't think about this one. I go Mighty Mouse, man. That little mouse that who can, he's yeah. Let's go Mighty Mouse. I thought that was really, really cool. Anthony, let's hear this one. You are recently married, so I think this one would be a pretty cool one for you. What's been on your mind most lately?
Man, I guess everything that comes with that marriage, as a whole, just I've been shifting the focus on, in a sense, providing for both of us, just trying to figure out, the most ideal situation, especially with, for, I guess, my wife here, because with her coming from Costa Rica, this is all still kind of new to her. Even though she's been back and forth to the States, it's just, there's a lot of things like that I feel like, I kind of got to at least show her or guide her to kind of help her, feel more comfortable here in a sense. Because realistically, I mean, besides my family, like I'm like her only friend and family here. So, I've just been trying, I guess, to hold up to my own standard and provide everything that, comes with that marriage. You can make sure she's set up to be successful here as well. So.
My man. Dano, let's hear what's yours, brother.
Probably what the future looks like. Really it's been on my mind for months. How to design that future that I want, with the idea of way more free time and freedom than I've ever had in my life, and design my career around my life instead of my life around my career. And yeah, that's like number one in my mind. I think about it all day long, design it, constantly visioning it, constantly closing my eyes and picturing it and just making it happen.
Manifest that shit, buddy. Manifest that. I love that. That's amazing.
You watch Arnold yet, buddy?
You asked me this like last night. Last night, what was I doing last night? I was at what was I doing last night? I don't know what I was doing last night, but no, I didn't watch it yet. But I will definitely get to that. You know what? Hold it to me. I'll watch it on Saturday night. That's my only free night.
Okay.
Cowboy, what's been on your mind most lately, my friend?
Tomorrow. I mean, I'm in line with what Dan was saying for sure. And then tomorrow I'll think about Sunday, and Sunday I'll think about Monday. I don't know. It sounds boring, but when you have your own business, you always think about what tomorrow is going to bring and how you're going to get there and what you're going to do and why you're going to do it and if it's going to be worth it, beneficial, etc. I'm always thinking about tomorrow. Not that tomorrow is a promise in that I'm going to see it, but I'm always thinking ahead. What's my next move? Why am I going to do it? So I'm definitely in line with what Dan's saying for sure.
Cool. So future tomorrow, and the wedding stuff for me, I think that's really, really cool. Anthony, shout out to that. When you are able, I think for me, like I'm coming up to like almost in 2 months, it'll be actually 2 months to this date. It'll be 4 years for me and my wife, and just thinking about, just going from 1 to 2, living with somebody, having actually caring for somebody. So I think that's really cool to think about. For me, what I'm thinking about is exactly what you guys are thinking about, but I'm thinking about like that, ways to really give back to the universe, with whatever talents I kind of have and kind of give forward. MSI all day. We talk about that, you and I, Dan, quite a bit, and really make an impact. I see a lot of fluff that's kind of going on right now, and I kind of want to break through the noise and let people know that you can really design. You don't really need to be 24/7 as a hustle culture that we see all the time. If your lights are on, mine are on, like that's bogus to me. But with that being said, I think like you can design the life that you want. And understand that, live the life you want with all the free time. I can be going out golfing and not having to worry about a customer calling to me, asking me about my shipments. You set it like a chessboard, right? So I think that's really important. So that is awesome, boys. And let's get into another one right here. Anthony, my friend. Okay. Yes, I like this one. So you recently got married, and like, as you're mentioning, you're talking about, going through different lives. But with that being said, when you guys have an amazing big party, you're going to have that big celebration. What's that one song that's going to get you out to the dance floor, my friend?
Oh, man. Man, that's a hard question. I don't know. There's a lot of them. If I had to pick specifically, I guess it would have to be something, I guess, along the lines of hip hop. But I don't know. I don't know. Like let's just say if anything, let's say the Cupid Shuffle.
Cupid Shuffle. I haven't.
Cupid Shuffle.
I haven't heard that one. What is that? Who
Is that
sings
the
that
one
one?
where it's like one stop this time? You know?
Oh yeah. That's like the ultimate. You know, you like I don't know. Like hey,
I think the last time I've heard that song was probably like a high school dance. You know, it's something like that, which is why. But I know everybody would always run to the floor when that song came on. You know.
Yeah, man. I feel like, especially with like school dances and stuff like that, you got like "Don't Stop Believing," "Eye of the Tiger." You know, when those once
Yeah.
those comes in, you know, I can feel it in the night. I know Dan's ready to rock out. He's probably gonna play this song right now. But Dano, what song always gets you onto the dance floor that you know you can get your hitch on? You know.
So there's so many that I go crazy.
You're a dancing machine.
No, well, I mean, I dance worse than a white guy, but I love. In my head, I'm like so smooth, like so smooth. Not quite on the robot skills, but this is one that I just came across that I absolutely love, and it's called "Kick the Dust Up."
Jesus Christ. All right.
All right. So it's Luke Bryan. It's a country song, but man, is it friggin' groovy, brother. It is groovy. Don't worry, Ryan. When you come over for a barbecue, I'm going to be playing all this shit. I'm going to be playing.
Yeah.
One margarita. I'm going to be playing all that stuff. And you're going to walk out of here with country boots and a hat like cowboy.
All right, man. We'll get that done, man. Cowboy. I know you definitely got an extensive like so many cool music. Like I've heard some of the stuff that you listen to and things like that. But what's the one that gets you on a dance floor, my man? All right. Is it Funday Friday dance parties?
Right.
Yeah.
He goes on. That's it.
I love that.
Oh, none of us even said the Bee Gees. Come on, we gotta have the Bee Gees in there, boys.
Yeah, but when's the last time anyone's danced?
Yeah, I'm dancing all the time.
This morning.
Yeah.
The calypso music at the intro of this song. I dance every morning.
Yeah, there we go. You know, it's.
What about you, Rush?
For me, the one that gets me out is any kind of soca music. I'm from the West Indies, so a lot of our parties it usually starts off with like some pretty cool bangers. So yeah, anything that's like soca and like has that upbeat. Our theme has is reggaeton. So anything that's up and beat, man, I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to tear up. I feel like people get a lot boring at like weddings and receptions and stuff like that. They want to sit down the whole time, and I'm like, that's boring, man. You gotta go enjoy the party. Gotta enjoy.
So let me ask you
The
this.
electric slide.
Let me ask you guys this. So when you dance, are you concerned about what people are thinking about you and when they're watching you?
No way.
No.
Me,
no. I used to, but then I became a dance instructor. So I taught salsa, ballroom, bachata. I've taught Latin dance. I taught that for about 4 years. And I've taught like completely new people, and it's always in your head, man. People always think like, I have 2 left feet. I always love the students that used to come in and say, hey, I got 2 left feet. I can never dance, but we got a wedding dance coming up. And then in a matter of a couple of weeks, they're like pros, and they're like, oh my God, I never knew I could do that. So for me, it's like, I got to tear up that dance floor, man.
Okay, well, brother, I'm hiring you then.
Oh yeah, do it, man.
I have like 3 left feet. Bad. And I think they're all tied together. I would love to be able to tear up a dance floor.
Oh man, it's all mindset, baby. It's all mindset,
brother.
It's all mindset.
I'm hiring you.
All right, done. You know what? Fun fact before we get to the next question. One of my coolest accomplishments is that I actually did the wedding dance for one of my fellow salesmen at Rome when I worked there. So like I did like their first dance. It was a Coldplay song. It's whatever the newer Coldplay song was like 4 or 5 years ago, but just to kind of see it in action. So shout out to Daryl and Andrea from Rome. It was a pleasure doing that for you guys, but it was cool. Anyways,
I ask myself the same question all the time. Like, what does Monk not do? No. I've done that before. No, I'm a musician. I'm dance instructor. I've taught people how to salsa. I've taught people how to line dance. I've taught people how to do like.
Well, you know what? That's what life is, man. That's what life is about, man. I think like when we talk about and just talking a little bit here, Jeff, you can attest to this. Anthony, you guys can attest to this. Like be more than your business or be more than what you're doing. Like people like to say go all in and stuff like that. I do that, but then I have hobbies. I got my Toastmaster stuff. I got things that I look forward to. more than, hey, me sitting at a desk and like pounding out calls or pounding out emails and stuff like that, because that stuff will really like suck the soul out of you, man. Like, yes, I love logistics, but I wouldn't get married to it, you know. So it's one of those things. So I just think with
Unfortunately, I
everybody,
did.
yeah, there we go, right? So with everybody, it's really important to have those hobbies and things like that. And actually, you know what? I didn't prepare this one, but I'll ask this as we're kind of flowing this. What is one hobby that you do right now, and what's a hobby that you wish you did? So it's a two-parter. We'll start off with Anthony on this one.
Well, definitely disc golf. I usually go there every day. You know, I've had to set that boundary with my wife. You know, I'll be there from only 1 hour. You know, but I don't know, something I would, you know, I would be honest. I want to kind of get into like, I wish I got into like, you know, I guess like shooting, like at a shooting range and stuff like that. I would love to do that, but that's an expensive hobby, you know. Like you hear people come back and they've been at the range all day and then they talk about $1,000 worth of bullets or whatever, you know, or ammo and stuff like that. But you know, the way I see it is it's fun, you know, especially with, you know, if you have targets and stuff like that. And then, you know, I don't know. I think it's just a good all around hobby. You know, it can help you with a lot of different things as far as, you know, it's fun, but you know, it might release tension, stuff like that. I don't know. But if I could afford it, I would do that all the time.
Go shooting. So here's a pro tip for you, Anthony. Unsolicited advice. If you really want to get into shooting, find some like customers who like make that stuff, like make the bullets and the guns and stuff like that, and start shipping with them. And the only reason why I say that is because I like lobsters, so I started shipping lobsters, and sometimes they'll throw me a box and stuff like that. I really like Cirque du Soleil shows. They would throw me a comp tickets and things like that. So let it work for you, man. Let it work for you.
Yeah, I've tried a couple. I've reached out to a couple, definitely.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
Dano,
I don't know if they'll quite comp you a box in the mail, because I don't know if that's going to happen anymore.
Right.
But when you go and see them, you might get a box. Just don't fly home with it. But you're okay.
Yeah, exactly. We got. He'll truck it back, you know, and charge them for it.
Yeah.
It's awesome there. Dano, what's a hobby that you do right now? And this would be after the fact, like, you know, you getting healthy and all that stuff. So nothing that you used to do before. And what's a hobby that you would wish you'd like to have? It could be something that you've done in the past or something completely brand new.
So, a hobby that I do right now is welding. I go out, I practice quite a bit. I watch quite a few videos. I'm trying to up my game in welding. And a hobby that I'm actually looking forward to next summer, just because I don't have the strength and health to maintain it this summer, is I want to put a big garden in my backyard. And I want to start growing my own produce in the summer. I'm really excited about that. You know, decided it's not going to be something I'm doing this year just because of the work I still have to do on the cabana and the pool and all that kind of stuff. But next year, it's something that I really want. I want to grow my own lettuce, my own tomatoes, like just grow all of that.
Organic, baby.
Yeah, I'm like we've talked about many times on the show. I'm all about the flavor, and I just don't find the flavor in our food anymore. So I want to be able to grow it myself. And then I've just added another one today, which is dancing that Ryan's going to tell me about. So.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Cowboy, my man. I love those answers, by the way. Growing your own thing and being self-sufficient. I think our good friend John Wilson does that, and he's kind of told me his stories and sent me some pictures. So, Cowboy, my man, what's a hobby that you have now and a hobby that you'd like to pick up?
Well, I'm getting more involved in the golfing, which is great. I'm going to be doing it. I just did it last week. I'm going to do it next week again. Something that I always wanted to do, but I gave it up and didn't do it in my youth, was drag racing. I mean, I built cars, I did all that stuff, and then I got married and everything went south. So, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Definitely all the way. Absolutely.
I'd love to see that, man. I'd love to kind of see some pictures and stuff like that of you getting into drag racing. That would be so cool. And shout out to golf. You know, golf is such a great sport. I think everybody should get into it. You know, it's a you versus you, really truly sport. You know, and there's no. Yes. I played sports growing up, and everything was always a team sport: basketball, baseball, cricket. I didn't play hockey, but I played soccer. Those were all team-based, but like golf was the one that I wish. I used to make fun of the kids who played golf in high school. So like, why would you want to play golf? And then I'm like, oh shit, I wish I joined the high school golf team. you know, so it would have been pretty cool. I got a pretty cool one here for you guys. I'll put it on screen. And then
what about you, man? Hold on. What about you?
Yeah.
How you doing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say right now, definitely Toastmasters. I think I saw a memory that I've been there since January, and just the community that I've built. And, you know, it's the power of networking with people that are not in your industry. So I'll give you an example. This guy came for the very first time this past Wednesday, and they asked him, why do you want to be here? And he says he's been working for Under Armour for 12 years, and he's a business analyst there. And he's using something called Tableau, where they do like speeches and presentations and stuff like that. And me and him got to talking and things like that. And I got an introduction to like their supply chain manager already. And I actually I connected him with Carissa Page, who was on our show here, the mental health coach, because she's a mental health coach for a hockey team, the local hockey team. And he's a mental health coach for his son's baseball team. So you just never know the connections you're ever going to make in this industry. I've made so many cool, genuine connections through Toastmasters and things like that. A hobby that I would like to pick up, I think I'd like to be more handy, in terms of like building shit. My wife and everyone always jokes that my hands are very soft because I've only had office jobs my whole life. So anything with like hardware.
Okay, so that I'll teach you, and you can teach me dancing.
Oh, 100%, man. I would love to make like a tiki bar.
Done.
We got our backyard done and make a tiki bar and all that fun stuff. So that's really it for me here.
So
we'll
I'll
hop
make
on this
you a
one.
deal. I'll come to your place and we'll build it.
Done.
Done.
See, there we go. So last question of the day, my boys, and let's get through here. I think it's a really good one to end off with. Anthony, through all of life's twists and turns, who has been there for you? And it could be multiple people.
Yeah, a lot of
You
people.
don't have to...
Definitely my wife, my parents, my family, and even my boss. Like, in a sense, like I kind of ended up in this. We've been best friends since high school, and he is the CEO of our company, and like that's in a sense kind of how I ended up with this opportunity. And and like I said, I've known him since fourth, fifth grade, and like there's certain friends like that I've had since that age, that are still around and that I kind of interact with. And it's a small circle, but like, yeah, they've been there the whole time and, continue to be there. So.
Love that, man. That is such a spectacular answer. Dano, drop the bat, brother.
So if you're talking through life's twists and turns, consistently, obviously, God, universe have always been there. Always felt like they've been on my side. Like I've learned a lesson. My wife, through everything thick and thin for the last 18 years that we've been together. My kids and my mom. And that's probably who's been there all the time. Obviously different people at different times in your life kind of come in and out of your life at times when you need them. I think when the student's ready, the teachers will appear for whatever lesson it is in life you need to learn. But definitely the universe and God, for sure.
Love that.
Because I think once you realize that whatever happens to you happens for a reason, it's always, I wouldn't say synchronicity, but it's always I forgot the word I was looking for, but I think you know what I mean.
Awesome. I love that one. Shout out to you for that one. That was really deep from there. Cowboy, you're up to bat, my friend.
Real easy. My wife for 40 years and my mom. Absolutely. Actually, the story. I mean, being in the logistics industry for all that time. And the funny thing about it is I think I saw my wife maybe 18 years out of the 40 since I was working in logistics, because it was just all over the place. So, being married to a general's daughter makes it a little bit easier because she moved 13 times in 10 years. So she was very easy to adapt to change, which was just awesome. Okay, we got to do it. Let's do this. So, yep, she's definitely my right-hand man.
Nothing like having a supportive partner. And I think, I'll take a little bit of what everything you guys have all said here. I think for me, God first, like I kind of mentioned yesterday, I'm a God-fearing man and I love religion, and religion's everything that I do. So definitely God first, my wife, my mom. You know what? My mom and my sister, I would say definitely the most, because my parents went through a divorce when I was in high school, and we went from like so when my parents came here from Trinidad, they went from like rags to riches. Like we were very well off, and then we went back to rags again. And just to go through that journey with my mom and my sister, we just you know, it's now looking back. You know, it's now looking back that I've retired my mom. My mom's chilling. She was busting her ass 60-hour work weeks at Walmart as a cashier and stuff like that to even put food on the table and put me through college, and my sister and all that stuff. So even my sister, our relationship is so strong because of that. You know, I could literally send her a text message right now and be like, hey, I need $100. It's already sent like in like 2 seconds. She could do the same thing with me. And it's just like that relationships, you know, it's just like we live 5 minutes away from each other for a reason, you know, and family's big to me. And I think, you know what, I'm going to, when Anthony said like his best friend, who's the CEO of the company, I got to go with Dan. You know, I think with Dan, like the last 4 years, you know, I go to you a lot for like business or things I'm thinking about. But like, you know, since you've kind of gone through cancer and things like that, I've kind of really relied on you a bit to kind of get your life's perspectives and, you know, things with like this show and like, you know, like twists and turns, like, you know, like Jeff as well, like all three of you guys, you know, like there's people are in your life for a reason or a season. And I think that's something that I truly believe in. But I'm hoping that everybody here, you know, it's not just seasons, baby. It's the rest of my life. So thank you all for everything. Our audience, I can't thank you enough. But you know what? I feel like that's a little bit too depressing. So I'll ask one more question to maybe leave a little fun here so we can kind of go into the weekend. You know, I was like, well, this is getting a little too deep here, guys. Let's go with this one. So this one's gonna be a completely random one.
Deep Day Fridays.
Yeah, 5 Day Friday.
Beat down.
So Anthony, what's the most unusual or interesting job you've ever had?
I don't know about unusual. Interesting. You know, I'll just go back to the resort. Because I, you know, like I said, I moved to Vail in 2015, and I worked for that resort for, you know, five years. And every day was, you know, something different. It was a lot of hospitality, a lot of guests, and it was interesting because some days you know you could interact with 1,000, 2,000 people that day. You might get a day where all of them are happy and cool, and then, you know, then you get other days where, you know, everything's wrong for, you know, that guest, or, you know, just everything from getting on the gondola to getting up there, their ticket, they're too short, all this stuff. And like the things that people will do to try to, you know, if their kid's too short, you know, you'll have a kid come back with rocks in their shoes, you know, to give them that extra inch or something like that. And every day was interesting. You know, there was always something to deal with, or something that was going to happen that was like, you know, I can't believe I just saw that, you know.
The kid's bawling. It hurts my feet, but you're tall enough. Just
right, you're tall. Yeah.
Right.
Or they come in with shoes, and you know, it's their parents' shoes, and they're like a 8-year-old kid, you know, and they got these 12, you know, size 12 shoes on.
I haven't grown into my feet yet.
Right.
Yeah. It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years, Tommy.
Brown shoes, please.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome. Dano, what's you're up to about, brother?
So I would probably say interesting prior to logistics was waitering and busboying. I feel that gave me the baseline for the rest of my career, kind of thing. Meeting some really interesting people, actually watching people fall from grace, and, you know, not to get depressed, but to watch it and say, okay, I never want to be there. You know, like somebody, a regular would come in and they'd start coming in more and more and more and more. And then all of a sudden you'd hear they lose their wife, then they lose their company, and it's from drinking, and you know what I mean? And it was like this kind of like, whoa, like, holy crap, that can actually happen. So it was life lessons that I learned through that time in my life.
I thought this was going to be an upbeat question. What the hell?
It is an
This is an
question, you know?
question.
Yeah, it is, man. Hey, man, I got deeper, man. So you don't ask.
You gotta have a good one, Jeff.
Cowboy, what do you got for me, my man?
Tow truck driver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for,
that would be
about
cool.
2 years. For about 2 years, yeah, picking up buses with a twin beam on the back of it and driving something that's just as long as a 53-footer. Interesting.
Did you do repos?
I was just gonna ask
I
that.
did. I did do that, and I had people chase me with the guns, and we had
Yeah, I'm like thinking of that show.
we
You
had
know,
the
they used to
quick
have
J hooks to put on the A-frame, and it was in park, and we were just letting the rubber burn the road, man. Getting out of the parking lot, car going down sideways, and just trying to get away from the dude.
right.
Oh yeah, and it was funny. It was at a college too. I remember that, in the college parking lot. Fairleigh
The
Dickinson.
dude came at you with a gun at a college parking lot.
Oh yeah,
Well, it's not unheard of, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
America, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. To the
A
U.S.
very interesting job when you go to accidents and you see things that you're not supposed
Ooh.
to see. Very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
My friend's father got me into that. Yeah. One of my
tow
first
truck.
jobs.
So tow truck, bus boy, and then working at a resort. I think that's awesome. I think for me, what was the yeah, actually, funny enough, when I got into logistics, I was a logistics coordinator and I was only making like 30 grand a year. And that was so soft for being an operations person. So I got a second part-time job as a manager at Oshkosh, Bagosh, and Carter's, the kids' clothing store.
Oh,
And holy crap, man, it was just learning how crappy people are over kids' clothes, and like how inconsiderate people actually are, especially like when you fold the clothes and they go and they tramp. Like just realizing like I didn't work retail up until maybe 6 years prior to that, but I was like just how weird and like how people are. Like I love people watching, going to the mall with my wife and just sitting down and just watching people. Like it's kind of funny to me, just like you guys watch like Impractical Jokers and stuff like that. But yeah, that was an interesting job for me, just kind of like just seeing how people are and just like, come on, man, you're really complaining about a winter jacket that's too small, like I don't get it, like don't lose all your stuff. So that was definitely interesting for me. So can't thank you guys enough. This has been a great Funday Friday. Anthony, congratulations again to everything that you've seen successes in your life. You're marrying
absolutely.
your amazing marriage, the business that you're growing right now, and I'm hoping that Inception that you won last week can definitely take you to a new level as well. If people want to connect with the Magician of Shippin, how can they do that, my friend?
Probably LinkedIn for now. I don't want to throw my email number out there and get a bunch of
There you go.
unusual requests. But no, yeah. You can find me on LinkedIn, or you can. Let's just stick with LinkedIn.
Let's stick with LinkedIn.
On
So
Facebook, stuff like that. But so any social media.
nah,
That's it. Boom.
yeah. Let's just stick with the LinkedIn there. Cowboy, my man, you had a great episode this week with I forget his name, but his mustache was even better than. And I'm just joking. It was Jason Miller, but that stash. Oh man, he gave you competition
I
for
thought
that.
his mustache was better than mine. Seriously.
Yeah. It was
He
definitely
had
better
that
than yours.
Sam
So
Elliott. He had that Sam Elliott freaking mustache. I was like,
there we go. You guys could have definitely started a rock band there.
Sam
Get John Brewer
Elliott.
on there, and then get
He's
on there.
got a
But
serious stash.
yeah,
definitely, I think
absolutely.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying with the I don't want to call it that, but I'm trying. I'm trying to go with the stash. But with that being said,
Did it begin with a P? What you were gonna say?
maybe it might have. But Cowboy, what's going on in your world, my friend? Like you said, you went had an amazing day yesterday. What's coming up in your life for the weekend, for the show? What's talk to us, my man?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
going to an event tomorrow and seeing a band should be fun. Haven't been out in a while. My podcast on Monday, I have Will Hopkins. He's the co-founder of Black Box Logistics joining the show, so I'm looking forward to that. It's about, hey, you thinking about starting a new business? Well, here's the lessons learned kind of thing. So it should be very, very interesting. So looking forward to it.
Okay, and what time is that again? And where can people find that?
2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on LinkedIn, YouTube.
All right, awesome, man. That leaves us, the guys at Sales Chatter. So Dan O, we had such an amazing time, like we said, with Greg. We had an amazing time with Rico on our show, and just having that and going with those themes. And as I kind of look for next week, our next week theme is going to be dedicated partnerships. So definitely tune in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for dedicated partnerships and the guests that we're going to be bringing on. But Dan O, I would love for you to kind of tell everybody about how they can find us, what kind of us going international, and your thoughts for the week.
So first and foremost, we as of yesterday, we hit 77 different countries and territories on 6 different continents with Sales Chatter. So we are officially global, which is super cool, and to see people in like China and Japan watching and downloading the podcast. I mean, it's just insane. So thank you to all of you. Yeah. Thank you to all of you. Obviously, we're striking a chord. Obviously, saleschatterlive.com. We're streaming there on our website as well as our LinkedIn page. Head over to YouTube. Ryan will put up a scan QR code for you guys to go and scan. Go over, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get that channel locked in so you can be notified when because we're trying to push everybody over to YouTube now. Just to have a better notification and stuff than LinkedIn has at the moment. I don't know what LinkedIn's doing with their notifications. But other than that, then next week, like Ryan said, did I just hit something, buddy? I did. Next week, we're talking about partnerships, how to develop partnerships, how to work with inside partnerships. We've got some amazing guests coming on. And that's it. Just go out and have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves.
Awesome.
All right. And with that being said, everybody take care, and we'll see you guys fresh on Monday. Take
Have a
care.
great weekend,
See
folks.
you later. Thanks, guys.